When I hear the word regionalism attributed to my work, which is something that happens to me a lot, the question that I often have is, what exactly does regionalism mean? I'm not sure that I really understand. When I got into New York on Monday, I read at KGB, and the very kind host introduced my work by saying, "This work is very, very American." And he also said that many of the things I wrote about are only written about by Midwestern men, of which I am one. Both of these comments seem to me to connect to the idea of regionalism, and both confuse and intrigue me. There are multiple levels to that word, and the surface interests me the least. In the Waiting Room is a regional poem, as is The Lost World by Gabrielle. There are all kinds of specifics about place in both of those poems, and one might say, oh, I know just what that poem is about or means, and where that poem comes from. What makes those poems most interesting to me is not that they locate a speaker in a specific place, Worcester, Massachusetts, or Los Angeles, California, but the fact that naming and specific detail actually allow the poet to destabilize the reader and the narrative to such an extent that we enter lyric time and space where there is no separation between oneself and the experience, and the region we have to make our way through is the region of interiority.
I do strongly feel that I'm an American poet. But generally, even though I think that some poets write regional poetry really, really well, such as Morris Manning, I think he's a terrific poet. You know, I think that he, in his poems, he has 4 books now, I think, he has a real sense of place, and in his life, he lives in that place, and he really adheres to it. And I respect that, but I could never write poetry that would be that sort of thing, because basically poetry is my home, and I don't really feel at home in the world. And I can't blame anybody for that. You know, it's not actually a problem. I mean, I'm kind of used to it.
I think, in a way, like every poem is sort of regional. I mean, these are very simple ideas, but again, I'm from the West Coast, and you know, that you hear this thing sometimes as a student, younger student, where your teacher says, well, you know, you just write what you know, which sounds very Buddhist, you know, and wise, but it's actually all you can do, you know. Like even if a science fiction writer is writing about the planet Zortar, and at the same time finds out that her husband's sleeping with his secretary, I mean, someone on the planet Zortar is getting a divorce, you know. You know, so anyway, I think, like, you know, whether it's obviously regional or not, you know, our experience in a place always comes out in our writing. And that's what I wanted to say.